I'm here tonight to tell everyone here my story. And I'm really happy that you can actually understand my words. Because imagine what it would look like if I would be standing here, telling you things, doing stuff, but you just couldn't figure out what I wanted to say. Communication is such an important part of our lives that we can hardly imagine what it would be like if we couldn't understand each other, if you couldn't follow my story. But 1 in 100 children actually has this problem. They have autism spectrum disorders, which leaves them with severe impairments in social interactions and communications. They cannot share their stories. To date, however, we don't know what causes autism, and there's also no standardized treatment to help these children. But experts do believe that if we could detect autism early and provide children with an early intervention, that this might help these children. Yet the problem is that autism is only diagnosed very late, at 4 or 5 years of age. So the question that we have is, how can we study the early development of a disorder when it's not even visible yet? What we know about autism is that it has a genetic component, and this means that siblings of children with autism have an increased risk. About 20% will develop autism themselves. So by following these infant siblings, we might actually learn something about the early development of autism. And this is exactly what I'm doing in my research. I'm following young infants at risk to look for early markers of the disorder. And I'm not only looking at their behavior, I'm also studying their early brain development. Because although autism might not be visible on the outside, there might be signs of abnormal development in the brain. And by looking at these abnormal early brain developments, we might be able to predict autism prior to the manifestation of behavior symptoms on the outside. And so these early markers might then help us to define an early profile of the disorder, which can inform early diagnosis and early interventions. And thereby, hopefully in the future, all children with autism will be able to share their story with the world.